In this video we are going to use two ways of creating grooves. The one is with a grooving blade and the other is with a finger bit. Now I'm going to use 10mm tools, and the first drawing will be for the grooving for the finger bit way of doing it, and the second drawing will be with the saw blade. And the drawings are slightly different because of there's an offset with the blade on the one side, where the blade does not run on the center line of the lines that are drawn. So first of all, we're going to open up the finger bit DXF file which was created. And then we're going to recreate the drawing to move all the lines together, select them all and move them down by 5mm, so that the 10mm edge on the offset above, where the blade's going to run flush with the sides. In this case we wanted the grooves to be run flush with the sides of the underslung hole, and we'll save this one as the blade grooving wheel. In this case we're going to save it as this file, this DXF file, which we're going to call up later. Now check there, tool number 2 is the finger bit tool, which has got a 10mm diameter, and then tool number 3 is the grooving blade, which is also 10mm diameter. So both of them have got the same diameter. So first of all, check in your cutting parameters of your editor file that you have selected those tools. If not, just select the numbers and apply and confirm. And now you've got to call up the grooving file, and it's a finger bit, and this is what it looks like. It's already, you see there, it doesn't line up. You can see that the grooving line doesn't line up. We first have to select the line by double clicking on it and then clicking on the line, and we select drainer, and this is to use the milling bit, the finger bit. I click reverse to change the direction, and then click drainer again, and then you'll notice the arrow has changed to the other side. And now I've got to sort out the depth for each line, and I usually like to start with 2mm in, and we do 18mm deep. From 18mm we want to go to 12mm on this 20mm thick top, and we save. And you'll notice now that it aligns up on top there because it's a 10mm edge based on the drawing that we've done. Now we select the second line. It's quite difficult to select these thin lines, so just make sure that you have selected it. You'll notice that the dimensions of that line will show, and for each one you're going to have to change the direction and select grooves again. And also for each one we have to sort out the depths again. And another one, select the line, click the line, select grooves, reverse the direction and select it again, and drainer and the depth of the cut from 18mm to 12mm in this case, in this example. And now the last one, select it. Sometimes you might select the actual top, and in that case just escape and try to select again, and select again. Not so easy sometimes. Select the line and click drainer and not save. First of all, direction, depth from 18 to 12mm, all of them must be the same to look the same, and now it's all done. You'll notice at the bottom that one also aligns. Now we've got to press the calculate button to show these lines, and what we're going to do is renumber so that we just do the grooves first. And the reason for that is, and then all the grooving tools, everything with the finger bit we select, and then we select any other line and put a pause on it. because we're not going to cut the straight cutting lines with the blades first, because the wrong blade is selected currently, which is 10 millimeters thick. So now we press the create the G code and we do the cutting. Now that all the fingerbit work is done, we have to select a thinner blade, the actual blade to do actual cutting of tops that we usually use, which is in this case tool number 1. So we've got to select tool number 1 here and apply it and check that it is tool number 1 selected, 3.3 mil thickness, which is fine. We confirm it, and then we have to recalculate for the effect, and you'll notice now that the effect is a much thinner line, which is the blade thickness. We delete all the cuts that we've already done with the finger bit one by one. We don't want to recut them, and then we're going to have to renumber our cutting. Well, if we wish, I prefer to renumber it, but we don't, but just select the processing and continue your cutting, and the top is done with its grooving. Next we're going to call up the file to select the that we drew for the blades, and you'll notice here it already aligns up because of the way we've drawn it. And if we go to the editor screen and we check there, it's already the correct grooving wheel that's selected, which has got a thickness of 10 millimeter, and that's so it lines up nicely top and bottom. And we're going to do the same thing now to select the lines one by one and to change the depths of them. This time we don't select grooves, we just change the depths of each one from 18 to 12 millimeter, and save it. And we do that one by one. Select the line by double clicking on the line, and we select it, change the depth of the drainer depths 18 to 12 millimeter, and we're going to do that for each one now. This is a bit of a nuisance to try and select it. It's not so easy sometimes. And now you'll notice if we recalculate, the lines are lined up, but these lines are too short, so we have to extend them just past that the back of the arrow is in line with the left side of that green line. If you have a look there, there we are. That's good enough. And click on the line and drag the arrow by clicking on the center of the brown arrow with the mouse and drag it to the left till it's just past the green line for all of them, to ensure that the groove goes actually to the cutout hole. And once this is done, we'll do the numbering, so that we're also going to do the grooves first, whereafter we'll do some fingerbit milling for the corners. And notice that the lines are all too thick, so we put a pause on line 5, which we've also selected, so that, and then yeah, when we're happy, we do the create with the red arrow, the red block there, we create the G code. After the lines grooves are done, we have to reselect the blade, which is thinner, before we start cutting. I'm deleting these grooves now, which are already cut, but I should have first changed the thickness of the blade cuts, and it's something which I have to do now by recalculating. I've got to delete these lines here one by one that were already cut. One by one, select the line, and on the right there on the red cross, it's deleted one by one. Otherwise it wants to recalculate that again, and it's not going to make that line between number 3 and number 4 cut. So if we recalculate again, it does the line, but the only problem is now it's still with the thicker blade. So we've first got to go to the cutting parameters and change it to tool 1, which is the thinner blade. Apply it, check that it's 3mm, and then confirm. And then we've got to recalculate again, so that now you can see the finger bit does the corners and the rest are all lines. And I prefer to do your finger bit cutting first always, and then do the rest of the cutout lines with the blade, and then I don't care what it does next, so I can just continue by pressing the red circle with a white arrow in it to create the G code for the cutting. And this is it.